I just got more excited the more they explained it, and the fact that there are all these great Mary Poppins stories, only a few of which are represented in that film. The chance to explore that world even more was exciting, and the chance to work with Rob and John, who have created some of the most incredible modern movie musicals we have. To get to be in on the ground floor of that was really exciting. I play Jack. He's a lamplighter, which that's not a job that's around much anymore. But back in the day, these were the guys who turned on the lights and took care of the lights in London. Turned them off in the morning, turned them on in the evening, and it's a very labor-intensive job. At the same time, there is something magical about it, bringing light to London, and I think Jack does that as well. I mean, he sort of he gets to go on these incredible adventures with Mary Poppins and the children, and he brings light to the world. Mary Poppins Returns takes place in the 1930s, a few decades after the original, and times are hard in London. I mean, it's a tough economic time, and Michael Banks is in danger of losing his home being foreclosed on, and his kids have sort of grown up too fast. They're not troublemakers. On the contrary, they're kind of doing all the work that Michael should be doing. They've just sort of been forced into adulthood in a strange way. They've just, times are hard and they're making the best that they can, and they've lost a bit of that childlike wonder. And in comes Mary Poppins to take care of the Banks family again. I've been a fan of Marc Shaiman and Scott Wittman for a really long time. I remember I was just out of college, and I got student rush standing room tickets to see Hairspray in, I think it was like its sixth preview. I remember standing next to Marc Shaiman, watching him take notes, and just I've been a fan of their music for a long time, and I think they're uniquely suited to this project. Mark and Scott grew up with the Sherman Brothers, and every note in this thing is a love letter to that style, to the style of the original. They feel like classic Disney songs, even though they're brand new. So every day was just sort of a joy discovering and learning the music and getting to be a part of it. So it's been wonderful to see the songs take shape, to learn the music, to sort of see the echoes of the original in Mark and Scott's incredible work, and the way they sort of take and flip themes for their exciting original new songs, and just being as someone who's been a part of the process of making new musicals, it's really exciting to be there as an actor and be a part of it all. I've never done a film on this scale before. I've had supporting roles in small films and stuff on TV, but this is really, it's huge. It's a huge movie in every sense, and what's been great about it is I feel like I'm in safe hands with our creative team, and just to a person, every single actor and creative element has been so lovely and wonderful that it really is film sets become families very quickly, and this became a family very quickly. You tell someone, I'm working on the sequel to Mary Poppins. Sequel to Mary Poppins, they say, instinctively defending that movie they love. Who's playing Mary Poppins? And you say, Emily Blunt. Oh, wow, that's really cool. I think that's been sort of the universal reaction. She just... She has such elegance and poise. She's such a gifted actress, and she's just got that thing. There is this otherworldly quality that she exudes that's sort of perfect for Mary. It's a delight, honestly. It's they're such smart kids, and they're so much fun. And I think one of the big themes of this movie is keeping your childlike wonder, and they've been the best way of doing that on set every day. When Joel is in wire work and he flies up in the air and goes wah, that's. They never let you forget that, oh my gosh, we get to play pretend for a living, and how great is that, and how lucky are we? I mean, Meryl Streep she's amazing. She's amazing. I think her record speaks for itself. but it's been so fun getting to work with her. In terms of watching her work with the kids and keep them alive and engaged and entertained. I'm going to tell this story. I will never forget it as long as I live. We're between setups and they're moving one camera from one side to the other, which takes a little while. And I just see her turn to the kids and go, "Hey kids, want to learn how to do a pratfall?" And before anyone could blink, executing Meryl Streep was vertical, and then she face planted down so hard that everyone thought, like, "Oh my God, what's happened?" And she said, "I learned that at the Yale School of Drama." Got up. It was the most, Meryl Streep's better at acting than everyone. She's better at accents than everyone, but then executes this perfect pratfall on top of it. That's going to be like the memory I will never forget. Dick Van Dyke, like masterclass, 91 years old, and more energy than anyone else on set. It's thrilling to watch him work. I had the good fortune of sort of between takes, I was just asking him all these questions about Bye Bye Birdie and Dick Van Dyke Show. That was one heck of a run he had, going from originating the Broadway role in Bye Bye Birdie, and then going right to Dick Van Dyke Show, shooting Mary Poppins in his hiatus from the Dick Van Dyke Show. You think you're busy. And so it was amazing just sort of hearing stories from that original, and then also watching him just light up the screen. I think they were some of the most emotional days we had shooting this film, working with him and watching, just by virtue of his presence, connecting us to that original. Shutting down Buckingham Palace to take 100 bicycles down the Mall. That's not your everyday day at the office. That was a very thrilling night. And I'll never forget sort of checking in to see, is the Queen home? Is she watching what's going on out here? That was a very exciting day. Just shots of me alone on a bicycle, biking near London Bridge and biking on Borough Market and going near St. Paul's Cathedral. That's all been very exciting. He's so, one of the biggest reasons I said yes to this, in addition to getting to be a part of the legacy of Mary Poppins and these incredible stories, is to watch Rob Marshall work. He's a wizard to me. Him and John, the way they evoke music on screen is always so thrilling and exciting. And always in control and beautiful and almost painterly. And so I wanted to see him at work, and I wanted to see the collaboration that led to that, because I'm such an admirer of his films. And so, I think one of the things that's kind of great about Mary Poppins is she sort of never talks down to the kids. She has this way of injecting fun and joy into the world, but so much of that is about just flipping your perspective on the world as it is, as taking challenges and taking, the mundane or the difficult, and flipping your viewpoint, and suddenly it's a magical place. A bath becomes an adventure. Cleaning your room becomes a thrilling musical number. Getting lost becomes an opportunity. That's that notion of the way you see the world affects how you live in it and affects how you treat others. I think it's more important now than ever. For me, I think the lesson of this film is, it is about perspective. It is about cherishing what you have. It is about the way you choose to experience something affects your life and your family and your outset. The Banks family faces many challenges in this film, but I think what they realize at the end is they have each other, and that's what matters, and that's more important than any material thing.